Welcome to another episode of GUQ Speaks, your go-to platform for insightful conversations, captivating stories, and thought-provoking discussions. GUQ is a series of experiences, and we're just making sense of that as we go along. That is what we're doing here, one conversation at a time. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into our episode.
Guys, I'm so sorry, but I yawn a lot.
Okay, just don't yawn when you're speaking or on the camera.
Even me.
Trying to be
bored? You're not bored?
No, it's like I'm just warning you.
Okay, are they all going?
Yep.
Rolling? Is this one filming?
Okay, I'm gonna clap once so we can sync the audio, okay? Ready? 3, 2. Okay. Start. Ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey guys,
Welcome to this week's episode of GUQ Speaks.
I'm Eeman,
And I'm Ruth.
and today we're joined by our seniors in a segment that we call
Freshmen Ask Seniors. Give a round of applause to everyone here. Thank you guys for volunteering to do this. In today's episode, we have 4 seniors who from different majors who have volunteered to speak about questions that freshmen have obviously previously asked in their journey in GUQ. So I'm going to ask all of you here to introduce your names, your major, and one GUQ life hack you figured out. Let's start with Ali.
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm an international politics major with a minor in theology. One GUQ life hack is just talk to your professors outside of class, and it has helped me a lot with getting a good grade.
Pretty funny.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Marianna. I study culture and politics and concentrate in arts and cultural diplomacy. I think my GUQ hack would be just go to the atrium. There's always something going on and you never know what's going to be there.
Hi, I'm Tashafee and I am majoring in international history with a minor in Arabic. One GUQ life hack. That's a difficult question, but I think it would be to find just study outside. So like find spaces or places outside of GUQ that you can talk to people with, and places that are not GUQ because it's a very small community and it gets boring.
Hi, I'm Ahmed, and I'm majoring in international economics. And the one life hack I would suggest is make friends in every class that you take, even if they're not really your friends outside of class. But when push comes to shove, they're gonna really help you out.
Okay, good. Not bad. So first we're gonna start off easy. This is your senior year. You guys have been here for about 3 years now. Everything going the way you thought? Is this what you thought senior year was gonna be like, or are you like underwhelmed, overwhelmed? What's the vibes?
What do you want? Do you want me to start?
Anyone.
It's been when I was a freshman, I thought like every year it's gonna get more and more difficult. But as a senior now, this is probably like the least challenging when it comes to like academically. Like it's so much more chill because the professors I'm taking, I've known them for like 2 or 3 years now, so they know me, and you know what's expected of you, so you're not all over the place. And so yeah, it's definitely far more chill than what sophomore or freshman year was like.
What about like socially? Do you think you fit in now? You know where your home is?
I don't think I ever had a problem with that, but yeah, because you know pretty much everyone at this point. It's a very small campus, so you know everyone in your batch, you know everyone in the batches below, and I mean through SGA I got to know a lot of the freshmen as well. So yeah, socially it's to the point where you low-key get tired because there's just so much socializing that you have to do on a daily basis, but no, it's very, very chill in comparison to other years.
Mm-hmm. Actually, adding to your point, this is an advice that I got as a freshman, and I like to replicate it. It's not that it gets easier, but you get better. So I think this is a good advice that I have been taking. Just because classes are not necessarily easier, you keep taking harder classes because you're choosing your major, you're specializing. but through the challenges, you also grow. So it just doesn't feel that deep anymore. So for me personally, it's going much better.
Yeah, I think for me, I have mixed feelings because semester in particular has been very overwhelming. I'm taking all these two classes and it's all electives and all have so much reading and so much work. But at the same time, I really agree with Mariana's point that we get better. I don't think I feel like a senior, but at the same time, I do feel like a senior. Like when I think back at my freshman self or just 2 years ago, I've grown so much, and thinking about that makes me happy too. And I initially, when the start of the semester happened, I was like, oh, I want to be a senior. Let me like fail a class or something. But then I also realized that it's a part of it. Like it's a part of life, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd also agree with Ali with how everything gets somewhat easier, especially from an econ standpoint, since I guess I'm representing IECO. But once you get to the electives, it really like it doesn't dumb down, but it's a lot less intensive than a lot of the requirements. You get less weekly assignments. The exams tend to be a bit easier. So what I'm noticing is a lot of my workload is coming from random classes that I'm taking and not IECO, which is I guess my specialty now. But overall, it's definitely really chill. I have a lot of free time, and yeah, it's nice.
Seeing as this is your last year, I feel like this is the time you guys get to reflect on your past 4 years here in Georgetown. How does it feel, and do you think your Georgetown spirit is still alive?
What do you mean by Georgetown spirit?
I would assume you guys would have known. 4 years at Hoya Saxa.
It's subjective to everyone. Like there are people who feel really connected to this place, then there are people who just can't wait to graduate and move on with their lives. But I think for every senior, maybe if you ask this question next semester when graduation is actually like really close, then you would probably get a better answer, because right now, like in my head, I've not processed the fact that in a few months that I'm not going to be here, because I don't have anything to do after I graduate. But yeah, I think Georgetown spirit is alive. It's just different than what it was freshman year. Like I think every year at Georgetown, your experience and what Georgetown means to you changes so much that you cannot necessarily say that seniors don't have Georgetown spirit. It's just their Georgetown spirit is very different to the spirit of a freshman or a sophomore. So it's a very unique experience for every year.
Okay. I want to take you back to where it all began. And I want to ask you, Ahmed, what do you remember about your first year, and what would you have done differently if you get a chance?
It's a packed question. I mean, personally, my first year was a bit, what's the word? Like, nothing underwhelming. I couldn't really find where I fit in, to be honest. And a lot of it had to do with me not wanting to be in Georgetown from the get-go. So it's looking back, I guess like saying this on the podcast is a bit, counterintuitive, but I didn't really want to come to Georgetown. And that mentality really made me, I guess, not appreciate a lot of the things that were happening. And it just made me, I don't know, like, it's so cliche, but like just depressed. And I was like, this is not my vibe. But looking back now, I'm really happy with where I am. It's a great institution.
Yeah, I think a lot of freshmen are going through the same thing that you said you were going through. I mean, a lot of freshmen are doubting if this was the right choice. What would you say they need to see in their freshman year or do in their freshman year that kind of switches that mentality?
I think, well, the first one, which I kind of briefly mentioned, is have an open mind, be optimistic, and don't shut everything. And the second is don't act like you're too cool for this place. Like, I'm sorry. I get a lot of the talk about how, oh, this place is really geeky. Everyone's always competing for the best grades, and you're like, oh, they're so nerdy. But like, embrace it. It's fine. There's a lot of great people here, and if you really interact with people from different batches, people of different interests, you will eventually find your people. And that's kind of what happened to me. It took me a while, like, no doubt, took me a while. but now I'm really appreciative of the things I went through in my first 2 years.
Now, this question is for Marianna. What clubs do you regret not joining?
The Film Society. Because Ahmed is the president now, and they have been doing a good job. But honestly, I don't think I genuinely regret anything. I tried to look back and just understood that it was a choice, what I felt was right at the moment. And it's okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I said no to an opportunity, but hey, I had so many others.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't joined a single club in your
No,
4 years?
no, I joined. But I don't regret not having joined one, especially because in GUQ we have a very open culture. Even if you don't belong to a student club, you can still attend the events. So it's not like I was missing out on anything. So yeah.
Okay, so a lot of freshmen nowadays have this stigma, or like Ahmed said, like they're all competing to get the best grades, which brings us to the topic of GPA, and they're all like wondering what their GPA is going to be, and a lot of people go around saying like it's like a surprise at the end of the semester when they get their GPA. So Ali, ask you about your rags to riches story. You started off at a very different point in life, and now you're president of the student body. So how important really is GPA?
I'm not gonna say that's not important at all. Like, I would say try your best, but I've met people who complain about the fact that, oh my god, last semester I had a 3.5 and it was so bad. And it really does not matter. Like, thinking about it now, it really does not matter. I started off with a 2.7. My second semester was a 2.8. My third semester, I surprisingly got a 3.8 because it was the only semester I was like, okay, let me actually try. And then fourth semester was a 2.6. At the end of the day, junior year, I figured that, hey, if I'm paying tuition and if I'm actually, interested in this, why not apply myself and go to class? Which is, I think, the most important part, that, you chose to come to university, you should at least try. I'm not saying you should try to, get a 4.0, but you should at least try your level best to ensure that whatever is being taught in class, you fully grasp it, I guess. But when it comes to GPAs, if you get a 3.7, good for you. But if you don't, it's really not the end of the world. You should have a clear sort of understanding that, I know a lot of kids want to go to grad school, and GPA is important for grad school. So I'm not saying that go ahead, just don't go to class at all. But if one semester you get a B- in one of your classes, it's really not that big of a deal. Because, look, I know alumni who had a 3.1, 3.2 CGPA, they're doing amazing things with their lives. I know kids with 4.0, they're also doing amazing things with their lives. So it's much more than that. It's try your best in class, try to get a good GPA, and if one semester you don't get it, well, woohoo.
I think I also want to talk about that. I think don't even think about GPA, because you come to university and you come to learn. So when I initially came in, I had no idea what the GPA system is. I came from a percentage system, and then towards the very end, when I got my grades, I had no idea what an A- meant, what a B meant, and whatever everything meant. So when I got my grade, I didn't know what to do with it, but it was always the people around me that would tell me, oh, this gets a first honors, or this gets a second honors, or this is a B's list. And I think just go to class or take classes for the sake of learning. If you're interested in classes, put your very best in classes, and that'll eventually lead you to get a good grade. And if you still don't, get a good grade, what even is a good grade? In GUQ, a good grade is an A, which is not true. That's very dumb. Don't go into university thinking that the only acceptable grade is A, but just go and learn. And if something doesn't work out and life happens, that's okay. You can always make up for it. But don't ever take classes. Don't ever think about your GPA while taking classes. Don't take an easy class.
Because I know a lot of students that, they have an amazing GPA and they've not really learned anything, because when they're registering for classes, they just look at, oh, I know this professor is easy, let me just go take him. They're not interested in whatever that professor is teaching. While on the other hand, there might be professors who might teach you something that's very valuable, or something that you might find really interesting, but they won't take it because they're afraid that a senior told them that, oh no, I got a B plus in that class. Some of the best classes that I've taken here, I did not do well in them, like when it comes to the grade, but I learned so much from them. I have an A in like 3 theology classes. I'm not a religious person at all. It just doesn't add up, right? But it's stupid. Like if you prioritize GPA that much, then you're not gonna learn anything.
Can I add something? Sorry, very quickly. I know it's so cliche, but Georgetown is really not only about the academics, especially because we are in the SFS. So connections, they matter a lot. What you do outside the class, the experience that you gain. I think it's very easy to acquire theoretical knowledge, but the lived experiences that you can have here, this you cannot replicate anywhere else. You know, like really seize the opportunities that we have here. And if this is gonna come at the cost of you having an A in your class, let it go. Just let it be.
That's so true. Well, Marianna and Tashafee, you guys are Culp and IHIS majors. Well, those are the unpopular majors in Georgetown, and I want to ask, why do you think that is?
Your minority go
first. Okay. Okay, I think with history, it's also, again, the idea that I think that's what I've seen. It's a lot of reading. So in one class, you can get like 200 pages of reading per week. And so right now I'm taking 5 classes and all of them have like 200 pages of one book a week. BE professors are super, super strict. So they're very, like their syllabuses show that they're strict. So they don't tolerate you using phones. So most of my classes are like a no phone and a no device zone. And I think a lot of people don't appreciate that. But at the same time, there's also this idea that if you were doing history, you won't get a job. But I don't think that makes sense, because I think we have one of the best in the world, if not in the Middle East, history faculty. They're super amazing. I went to DC and I did history professors there too. I don't think anyone can match the history professors here. And they're so genuinely nice and caring if you put in the effort. So I definitely think it's also a lot of people don't have a good experience with their first histories. And I think that happens because when you come out of high school, the way you think of history in high school, the way I thought of history in high school is nothing like what history actually is. So it just needs a bit of time, and I think that is why it's very unpopular, because we just have 3 people in our batch.
Oh. Is Culp doing any better when it comes to amount of people?
I think we are. Yes, we are doing better. We're just not as popular, but I do understand that once you come into Georgetown, usually people think that they want to do international politics because we are the best at what we do. I came in wanting to be an IPOL major. When I took my international relations and CPS classes, comparative political systems, it was nice, but it was not what I needed. There was too much structure. I wanted to have a bit more freedom. I think that people decide not to go with Culp because, first of all, IPOL and IECO, they do sound better. I think you need to do a little bit more work into selling your culture and politics or your history degree, especially culture and politics, because it's very broad. Let's be realistic. So I think that's it. I think history students actually have an amazing skill set, and so do we, Culp students, just because you need to have a certain discipline and a certain vision of what you want, because you need to choose a concentration. And this guides you throughout your 4 years of Georgetown, or your 2 years, junior and senior year. So I would say it's just a lot of times a lack of vision, and that's okay. Not knowing what you want to do in your life in the next years.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of the new major that's coming out next year, I think. I'm pretty sure. It's called STIA. Yeah. Do you guys know what it's going to look like? Do you guys have any sort of idea?
Yeah.
Do you wish you would have done it?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Because when we went to DC, so STIA is very popular in the SFS in DC for various reasons. One, because for international students in the US, if you do a STIA major, it's counted as a STEM degree. So you get an extension on your visa, so they can stay in the U.S. longer. The other reason is because it incorporates a lot of like science and AI, and those are emerging fields. It gives you a lot of different sort of sectors that you can then break into. But like personally for me, I would have never ever done STIA. I hated the one science class I had to take, so I cannot imagine doing an entire degree just focusing on science and technology. But it's good, because I know there are a lot of students on campus that might be interested in doing that. There are students who actively try to pursue more and more like technology related classes at CMU, so it'll be good for them. But I'm really happy that I didn't do it.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think much like Ali, I also don't want to ever take a science class. I still haven't taken my science requirement at the very end. I don't think I would have ever done STIA, but I think it's amazing what GUQ is doing with the new, because we have a lot of new faculty, and I look at their classes, and they're super, super interesting. Like someone's doing like a desert thing. Geography is really important, and I think we don't speak a lot about geography and GUQ. So I think STIA can add that into the VSFS, which was technical and service degree. And I think it's also a nice time to, do STIA.
I think it's a good middle ground actually between science and humanities or social sciences. And what we notice a lot, and I think especially you as Aiko can say, a lot of the times a professional has so much knowledge, but it's so hard for them to convey that. And I think mixing STEM with a little bit of social sciences, you get a bit more of like humanity, and this is easier for you to like convey your ideas and like actually teach or even defend what you believe in.
You guys are about to hit like the real world in about a couple months. Not so scary or anything, but you have had a lot of experience balancing your jobs or internships or your extracurriculars. What advice would you give us who have just gone into this world about balance?
About balancing like external activities with. Don't stress about it too much, especially in your freshman and sophomore year. And what you can do is sophomore summer break is one of the things that a lot of kids do. Try doing it over the summer, like as your first internship, because at first it could be extremely overwhelming if you're doing it during the semester where you have to go to an internship and you're taking like 5 classes on campus. So try to get that experience over the summer. And yeah, it's I think a lot of employers here in Qatar, especially when they have a student intern, they are pretty reasonable, at least in my experience. They're pretty reasonable. They understand the fact that you're a student. Some professors also understand the fact that, hey, you have multiple things that you need to handle with. But I know kids who struggle a lot, and it's just because they feel like they need to capitalize on every opportunity that's presented their way. Like any application that's open, they're going to apply it. But this is something that you need to be smart about it yourself. Like if you're hoarding up like 6 or 7 opportunities, but what essentially that does is that you're unable to like do even one of them properly. So don't understand your schedule. Don't like overburden yourself with a bunch of things, because I know there is this constant pressure that if I don't do it now, maybe like in a year from now, I'll never get this opportunity again. No, it doesn't work like that. Try getting it. If you have an internship, it's good, but you need to understand that that internship is only valuable if by the end of it you get your degree. So yeah, it's just understanding your own limitations. Some people are really good at multitasking, having like 4 or 5 things going on at one time. Others are not. So it's extremely personal. Don't look at your friend who has like 5 internships going on in one semester and be like, yeah, I can do it as well. Maybe you're not that kind of person. So yeah, just understand your own capabilities and then work accordingly to that.
Yeah, sure.
Can I add?
Yeah.
What I will say is every mentality of like, how do you get your first experience when they already demand experience in your CV? I went through the same thing, and I promise you everything will eventually fall in place. And one tip or one advice I would give is go on Handshake and filter out the remote internships, because there is a ton. And eventually you will land one, and then that one will segue into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it may be. But don't stress yourself out, like Ali said. First year, like I understand there's a lot of competition at GQ. huge. LinkedIn,
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah.
But like everything will fall into place. I promise you.
Yeah, I
And-
think
Yeah, go ahead.
I also wanted to add on the idea of balance. Prioritize your sleep and your health. Like prioritize eating. Don't ever give up eating and sleeping for a class, for an internship, or for a job. Like it's not worth it at all. And as everyone said, like it all falls into place. And please don't become stress balls. Like I go around campus, and now that I'm a senior, like I've seen people that like disassociated myself from people that like give me stress about all of this. But like please, because I see a lot of people running around, they're like, oh, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. But like learn to be grateful, please. Like you are in this university that's giving you so much, so many opportunities. And I have like people with 2 jobs being like, oh, I was rejected from my 3rd internship. And it's like so annoying, and it's also so not cool. So just relax, and you don't have to have every single opportunity on campus. And please like eat and sleep.
Just one more thing. You it's good to be ambitious, but please like lower your expectations. Like if you're a freshman and sophomore and you're worried about, oh, McKinsey's not giving me an internship, of course they're not going to give you an internship. Please lower your expectations. You're not going to come in as a freshman and a multinational is going to hire you as an intern, paying you what, 5,000, 6,000 reals. Like majority of the stuff that everyone starts off is unpaid. And it will remain like that for a very long time. And you have to learn to be okay with that. That's also another reason that a lot of people struggle with this, is because they have just set such high expectations on themselves that they thought that they're going to come into Georgetown and they're going to write Georgetown on their CV, and like someone's just going to come knocking at the door and offer them a fully paid internship with like flights and everything. It does not work like that. So just lower your expectation, keep on applying, and if you get rejected from one place, it's fine. Move on to the next one. And ask for feedback. I know a lot of students don't do that, but if you're constantly being rejected, like maybe they're the problem.
You're the problem.
Maybe you're the problem. Try to fix that.
Fair.
Good answer.
Yeah, I'll just add 2 more things, but actually it aligns with what you said. Even if you don't know what you want to do, because that's very normal, we've all been there, just do something. Don't allow yourself to be in the state of inertia, because then nothing will happen. You know, if you don't know if you like econ, maybe try an internship. If you think that maybe history or culture and politics would be a good match for you, go to Qatar museums. And Ahmed was saying about handshake. Listen, we're all trying. We all have different profiles. We're all very good. Okay? Sometimes you're going to get rejected. But think of rejection as a redirection. It didn't work out. Let me shift my lens. Let me ask for advice. Let me see what's not working within myself. Or maybe you're not even the issue, you know? But it's good to be aware that a rejection is just not a no. It's not a door only closing. You're gonna have windows around, and like just seize the moment. You know?
Yeah, that's fair, guys. So, what are some do's and don'ts you guys would suggest when it comes to networking?
Oh, there are a lot of don'ts.
Let's start with the don'ts.
Don't be a pusher. Like don't push people. Don't just try to force a conversation just for the sake. They know that this guy's just trying to use me to get a reference or a internship, but I know that you have to stay professional and everything, but try to just talk to them like humans. Try to like ask them for advice. Don't just go straight up and, can give them like a sales pitch of why they should hire you. Don't be a push-up. Just have genuine conversations with people, and they prefer that because they're also tired of hearing the same things over and over again. They know that if a freshman or a sophomore is coming up to me and is all of a sudden talking to me about my company and I love that project that you guys did, they know that hey, he just Googled it like 10 minutes ago and is now trying to ask me for it. So that is the biggest don't. Obviously, but at the same time, don't be like, they're not your friend, so you got to maintain that little sense of formality. But just when people say, it's pretty cliche that just be you, but it actually means that just be yourself. Don't try to come up with this fake persona in front of an employer thinking that it's going to impress them. It really doesn't.
Yeah. I hate networking.
Spicy.
I don't think I can do it, and it's also so I get the idea of networking is just, you go up and like you ask someone for sort of a favor, but like they only give you a favor if they like you. First of all, like that you're not getting that internship for that job. But I think some do's and don'ts would be like think of everyone as a network. Like it doesn't have to be a person from this particular country or this particular company or this particular, whatever niche field they're in. It can be your professors, it can be friends on campus, seniors on campus, or someone that you work with in a student office, and they can connect you with someone. So I would say just, as Ali said, be yourself, but at the same time, try to talk to as many people as you can. Also, do's, as a woman, there's a weird connection with networking here. It can often lead to weird men. So try to like always, try to be upfront and like don't ever let, like, even if they're in a position of power, like don't ever let them suppress you or like ask for things. Like just like internship is not what you're that they have there.
I will also add another do is I think approach them like you would approach anyone without the mentality of, hey, I'm gonna go network, because like Tashafee, I despise networking. I think so my friends know me as anti-LinkedIn. I'm also just like talking to people you don't know is like a bit awkward. But when you approach them as if like, hey, this is just another person. I don't know, if you see someone on the street and you like their outfit, you go and talk to them about it. If you like whatever, if you just want to approach them and say, hey, like, what do you do? Anything. And that mentality or like that approach has worked for me and it's worked wonders. And the most successful people I've met, and just to like put it in reference, I met the, I guess, one-on-one advisor for the ex-prime minister of the UK just by going up to him. And I think I mentioned his suit, and it led to like having a whole night talking to him. So it's like, Ali, just genuinely be you. Have a genuine conversation. Don't approach it as in, oh, like, I need to get something out of him. Or like, hey, I need to show him that I'm the best student at my uni. I told him, I was like, hey man, like, this is my GPA. Like, I'm not the greatest student, but I'm being myself. And I'm sure he appreciated that. And I guess that's the mindset you should go in with.
You guys had a lot of don'ts. So I'm assuming this came like experiences that you had. What's the lowest you guys have ever gone to have a network or get an internship?
Oh, just
Internship?
no. I was trying to get this internship, and I was like on a very, in those days, I was just like, no, I need to get it by myself, and I need to be like morally superior, and I'm not going to use a connection or whatever. And I kept on emailing this person, and he wouldn't respond. But I knew that person was friends with my dad. So I just went to my dad, your friend's not responding, and I got the internship after that.
Okay, so lost those reviews.
Yes.
Okay, guys, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about employment, big words. So we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna ask some rapid fire questions, and you're gonna try and answer them in one sentence or less. Okay, I'll start with you, Ali. What's the worst lie on your CV that you've gotten away with?
Worst lie?
Yeah.
I worked for a startup that failed in the first month, but I'm still employed there.
And you've gotten away with it.
Oh, it's still on my CV.
Is it still making you money?
No, it started off first month, it like out of business, we lost our funding, but I never removed it. I was like, okay, I'm still working on it.
Don't let your employers hear that.
Yeah, we put this up, guys.
Okay. Marianna, who do you think is getting valedictorian in your year?
I have so many numbers in my mind. I would go with Lawrence or Rimas.
Rimas is very smart.
Okay, Ahmed. What is an unusual suggestion you would give Dean Master?
Oh, guys, you're putting me on blast. Is he gonna watch this?
Yeah, to send him just this clip.
Meeting Mastery.
Oh, okay. I think, listen, man, like a lot of the work that Dean Masoodi does, to me, seems like it's for visibility and putting Georgetown on the map.
He's not getting his degree.
So I think what I would say is maybe focus less on that and more internal. And he's doing a great job, guys. I love if you're watching this.
Last rapid fire question is for Tashafee. Do you ever regret your major?
No.
Is there any, try to convince the first years to join IS if you were to use maybe a sentence to convince them?
If you want to learn from the best, and if you really, really want to know what's happening in the world, and be smart.
I might take IS. I might take IS now.
You can still take classes with the history professors, so...
No, but honestly, IHIST is especially for the econ people, I know the stigma of IHIST is they're not smart, but IHIST is hard, man. Yeah. It might even be harder than econ. The econ here is no, it's fine. So I think let go of that stigma early on for everyone, but especially if you're considering IHIST, it's tough and you're gonna find a job.
And the history department is really the best faculty department here.
100%.
They are so committed, they are so knowledgeable, and they genuinely care about you. I think some of my best classes were history classes.
Well, we're gonna move on from the rapid fire and go talk a little bit about the travel abroad courses that we have. Everyone is very well aware as freshmen of our semester abroad, and we already have it planned out where we're going, what we're doing. But what we're not as aware of are the other opportunities that we get beyond our semester abroad. So what would you guys say, what other travel opportunities do we have, and what should we apply for, and how do we apply for them?
So CEP is there. You can do CEP. CEP it's fun. I guess it just depends on who you go with. I had a lot of fun in CEP, but then you're also going to hear other upperclassmen that probably didn't have.
It's very labor intensive.
It is labor intensive, but it's still a fun experience. It's a very cool experience, and you're never gonna get that chance to do it again. You're in a country when you're 20, 21 years old with your friends in a country you would probably never visit in any other circumstance. And yeah, it's a very cool memory. Then you have zones, which is a class. So me and Ahmed, we did zones this semester. And we got very lucky because our professor wasn't shut up. So it was literally it was the most fun class we've taken this semester. It was really fun. Professor was super chill. But then it just depends on who you're doing zones with. But there are also a lot of other programs that you can. There are trips that happen. There used to be Women in Changemaker. I don't know if that happens now. There was Bridging Capitals between Doha and DC, but I think that also got cancelled. But
a lot has gone.
A lot has gone, especially after the new U.S. immigration policies. A lot has been toned down, but they're looking to sort of redirect that in other ways to other countries. But it's also you always have the conference grant and the research grant. So if you're interested in that, you can make something up by yourself.
There's also classes that take you abroad. So
yeah,
I know Simon took a class this semester and they went to Florence.
And
yeah.
The next semester, that's only for juniors and seniors. There is a class that is going to South Korea. So
yeah.
What about you, Marianna? I heard you didn't do a semester abroad, but you still went to DC and Florence.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one here who hasn't gone to study abroad. I had a lot of opportunities going on. And for me, my opportunities, they were very timely. So if I didn't grab them at that time, I wouldn't have it any other time. So I've been to some Georgetown trips over the summer of my sophomore summer. I went to Greece to understand climate adaptation. So I went to three different islands. I've been to Women as Changemakers. It's a very nice trip. We go to DC for that. Mm-hmm. So we learn with a lot of female figures from DC. And later on, I think because of my major, proving again that we are the best, we went with Sheha Al-Mayasa to Venice for the architecture biennale. Mm-hmm. So that was very interesting. I think we are having more and more opportunities to travel with Georgetown, which builds a really good sense of what the world is like. Even though I didn't do study abroad, I don't feel like I missed out on a lot because this for me is already studying abroad since I'm coming from somewhere else. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on the opportunities. A lot of them are restricted for juniors and seniors as of right now. Just I think they're trying to ensure that everyone has equal opportunities. But eventually, you guys will be in our positions and you will be able to apply.
I think apart from the classes that people take, because I did an Arabic minor and I had the opportunity to go to Egypt. Apart from the classes, there's also a lot of ways in which you can use research grants to go to places that you're interested in. I know main campus has these research grants from the Center for Research and Fellowships, so CRF. It has a bunch of research fellowships that you can also do as a GUQ student because it's the same university. And I know a lot of people who've traveled to several places. So I know Minahil from our batch went to Bosnia because she did research there. I know a friend of mine is traveling to South Korea to do some research in theology from the GUQ research grant. But so you should look out for the CRF. It has a lot of opportunities that come up. And there's also the Pulitzer Fellowship, which you can do, which is a reporting fellowship. So apart from all the other things, and I think Doha Debates also does something similar where they do debates in places that are not Doha. But yeah, those are a lot.
Did we mention conference fund?
Yeah.
Okay, those seem really great. I mean, you guys also mentioned like research opportunities and the grants, and like we have to apply for these obviously, even when it comes to the CEP and those travel abroad classes. How do you guys suggest that we stand out when it comes to applying to these? Like any tips you guys have?
Not really. I think a complaint that I've heard a lot, especially from freshmen and sophomores, is that why do only juniors and seniors get into these programs? Well, I think it goes to how we started the conversation. You just get better at doing it. For example, for zones, you need to write an essay. A senior naturally is going to write a better essay. I'm not saying freshmen can't write an essay, but a senior who's been studying here for 4 years know what the professor is looking for, knows what article, if they cite, is going to be more important. So you just get better at it. You should never be discouraged from applying, though. Like, even if you get rejected, try again next time. For CEP, it is because it's not an essay. You gotta. I think this time it's a video. Just make a video and be yourself, because the more natural you sound, especially for CEP, the more natural and more interested you sound, the higher chances you get.
I've not applied to any of the other funding, even though I've applied for the funding in GUQ, so I can speak better for that. Always ask for help. Like, if you don't know how to write the essay, go to the writing center. If you don't know what you want to research on, ask a professor. There's always someone who's already done something that you want to do, so ask around. If there's someone who's already applied for the grant, go and talk to them. Show them your CV, show them what you've written. Like, don't go and be like, oh, help me write this essay. Write something and then go to them. So like, put in some effort and show that you are really, really interested. And I think a lot of professors also like that. If you go prepared to them, and even with CEP, I've heard like if you go to student life and ask them for help with, because they have a very different criteria compared to. I never understood it, but just ask them how you can do it in a better way.
I will also say, I mean, I want to just speak for zones because that's what I did, but make your personal statement stand out and like actually make it personal. Like, don't just put in what you expect them to want to see, because I don't want to disrespect my own writing ability, but I'm the econ representative. Show me some graphs. That's what I do. But with my application, I don't imagine my writing was the best out of everyone who applied, but there's a reason I got in, and that's most likely just a personal statement. And if you really show you're interested and you link it back to your lived experiences that actually kind of give that credibility, then that's kind of the move.
I think that students that get into these opportunities, they not only understand what the program itself is about, what they're applying to, but how this would be valuable to them. So remember your college applications, personal statements, or why X university. You have to make a link between why you want to go to this opportunity and what the opportunity is about. Because notice that a lot of people who apply, they don't know what the opportunity is about. They just know about the travel component.
Yeah.
And trust me, it shows.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the craziest travel stories you guys have heard, have seen? And we're gonna go in turn, yeah.
Ali and Ahmed, do you have something to share with the class?
No.
Just at the same time.
Not illegal, at least.
Oh.
Okay, you're pleading the fifth, Marianna.
You guys can give them some time to think.
You guys can tell us a story that you weren't personally involved in, by the way.
No,
actually, I have a
that's even
story.
worse.
I have a
Yeah,
story.
you're outing someone else.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, who wants to start?
You can start. We can keep this in.
Okay. We were in Mauritius and actually no, I want to change my story.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Why would you just buy?
And then the way he started too, we were.
No.
No.
I can start if you need time.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said craziest?
Yeah.
Okay, so on my study abroad, me, Siam. Actually, let me name drop all of them. Siam Hader, Reina Tufan, and Mohammed Ismailov. We all went skydiving. It was amazing. If any of you go to DC and are interested in skydiving, I can share who we did it with. It's not cheap, but like it's cheap comparatively. Great experience. Highly suggest you guys should do it. 100%.
You wanna go back to
No,
Mauritius?
no, they can continue. Yeah. Go ahead, Tashafee.
I don't have a crazy story.
Like anything you've seen on the streets as well, like it's something that doesn't have to be related to.
A lot of the times we need to protect our friends, so maybe we're not the ones doing it, but we have to be there and what to do, right? But for me, I would say an interesting experience to me, culturally speaking, was when we went to Greece. And then in the evening, out of nowhere, we went to the Acropolis, the one that has the statues, and we were just there for an opera show. That was like the randomest moment of my trip, but it was so nice. So yeah.
That sounds so nice.
It was so nice. Going to Greece was the best trip. 2 weeks.
And in the summer.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's beautiful. So three of you guys went to DC, and as your class fellow Maha has coined it, there's something called PDD, which is post DC depression. So what is the stark difference between going to DC and then coming back and readjusting into like GUQ lifestyle?
I mean, first you're exposed to the fact that over here we're like 600 kids, 500. Now all of a sudden you're surrounded by 8,000. Everyone lives on campus, and it's just a very different culture. Much more free. You can do a lot of things that you might not be able to do here. But so obviously, because you're staying in that environment for 5 months, and all of a sudden one day it's just over, and now you gotta come back and adjust yourself back into this life. So it takes some time to. Why is she laughing? But it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing because you in DC, especially the way Georgetown, like Qatar, sends us there. We have like unlimited free meals. Every GUQ kids. We had.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Like,
how many meals did you have at Leo's?
14.
14?
Yeah.
I had 9,999.
Yeah.
And they would renew
every week.
Yeah, so I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to worry about like my dorm and you just meet so many people. So, but I would say it's different for everyone. Some people that do go to DC, they get homesick like very fast and they want to go back, and because they're much more comfortable in this environment. They're not really sort of okay with the American way of life and the American culture and some of the things that in Doha, which might be like, oh my god, like look at this guy, there's a crackhead on the street. In America, you're just like, okay, yeah, you just pass by and it's completely fine. So it is an insane culture shock to a lot of people, so they get a bit uncomfortable. But then you have people like us who are like, yes, I want to stay here for the rest of my life.
I think for me, I didn't have PDD. I had DBB, like
Oh.
DC
Oh.
depression. I was so sad in DC because it was so lonely. It was a new place, and I didn't think I had friends there. But I think that is one difference that I felt. Like, I felt really, really lonely when I went to DC compared to here. Because here I was aware of the professors. I knew all the people that are around me. I knew how things were to navigate stuff. And it was also like, you go to this bigger city where everything's different. But I think I like a number of things about DC in the sense that it was not so tiny. The campus was not tiny, and I didn't have to, talk to so many people. In the sense that I didn't have to see the same people every day. Like, I could meet so many new people, and do so much new stuff. But yeah, I think it was like I was more depressed in DC. I'm better here.
What happened?
One thing I appreciate about Georgetown, or I guess their process, is when you go to DC, I mean, for the fall semester, obviously, but when you go in the fall semester and it's a bunch of new students and they have the NSO just like we do, you are grouped with other exchange students and other transfers, and that really makes it easy to connect with people because they're not already in their cliques and they're new, you're new. So you can kind of experience the same things at the same time, and it makes it that much easier to make friends. And that at the same time leads to getting depression when you leave because you've just made these great friends. You've spent 4 months with them, and now you have to leave, and it's really sad because like, especially how everyone lives on campus, you end up spending so much time together. And even if it's not actually on campus, I will say you live on campus in DC, but you spend less time like on campus, if that makes any sense. But it's like you finally meet these people that are like so different, like they might, I don't want to use the word better, they're not better, but they're different than what you can experience here. And now you kind of have to let it go and never see them again.
Also, I would say, I don't know why, a lot of my friends that I spoke to in DC, especially econ, they found it very hard in DC, like the classes and everything. I was like, my classes started like 1 p.m. I would sleep in like the entire day, go to my class, coming back to my dorm, and I had the entire night to myself. I was only taking 4 classes. Thursday, like 3 p.m., I'm free. I have Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday to go out. I was having an insane... Every weekend, like, I would find, like, a group of people that would be traveling, and we would rent a car, and we would go to another city. It just... I guess, like, I understand everyone has had their own experiences in D.C. and everything, but, like Maha coined that term, it was because he was also, I guess, having a similar experience. We were having a great time. Like, a great time. I completely forgot about the fact that, in a few months I actually have to leave this area. And like Ahmed said, it was just, for some people, it was harder to make friends there. I fortunately did not have that problem. They were very open, very welcoming. I'm still in touch with a lot of them. So it was a very nice experience.
Do you guys find that when you go to DC, people tend to like stay with like the GUQ community?
Oh, I was not.
No.
Not at all.
You guys immerse yourself in the DC
campus?
campus?
I don't think that happens. I think there's an issue with community in GUQ in general. So once you leave, then like just disperse this.
So you guys walk by each other, don't get along?
Okay, no.
Okay.
Then no, I would still say hi to everyone, but I would.
Okay.
I would still, if I see someone, I would still be like, yo, hey, what's up? But then I would go.
You've never done that.
Oh,
I'm not.
No.
Oh, guys.
Okay.
Everyone's
Ladies.
Life is different here in Qatar and anywhere else. So, I understand getting distracted here and there. It's very different.
But it was weird. Sorry to cut you off.
Weird as in...
Because, like, we went with the whole batch.
Yeah.
We went with, 50
people.
From GUQ, went same semester to main campus.
Yeah.
And, guys, I kid you not, you could not walk from one building to the other without seeing one of you. At least for me, my schedule, every time I was going to the dining hall, one of my classes, I'd see someone I knew. And I don't know about you.
It's not,
but I would say hi.
No. I would not see GUQ
I would
kids.
see them
I would not see GUQ.
Yeah, because your classes started at 1.
Yeah.
You barely had any
and
class.
in my class, in only one of my class, I saw like another GUQ kid. Two of them were in this class I took. But other than that, like my classes were very different than what everyone else was taking. And the activities were different. So.
You're on campus, but not on campus.
Exactly.
Okay, Eeman.
Okay, guys. Now people will be moving on to the last segment of this podcast, which is fact or cap. So we're gonna say like some university hot takes, and you guys are going to either agree or disagree, and then you're gonna state why you agree or disagree. Let's keep this short and fast. Okay, first of all, we're gonna talk about attendance doesn't matter if you do the readings.
Cap.
Depends. What
Depends on
kind
the
of
color of a cap, because there's a percentage for the
Yeah.
attendance.
No, but like, I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Studying in the library is purely performative.
Oh, fact.
Cap.
Fact.
Fact.
Fact. I go to the library to do everything but study. You just use
might be
the
a very
room.
special.
Yeah,
case in
you
this
might be
scenario.
like the
I got
exception.
a 3-story library. I think people go there to study.
No, but why would you? Why can't you?
Sometimes you need
Atrium?
motivation.
They-
to study?
Yes, I study in the atrium.
No, you need to look at people studying so you get inspired.
Yeah.
That's when I go to the library.
I think. Okay, for some kids it might be the case.
Okay.
But
We are all
it's
kids now.
not.
sorry,
Like, for
Mr.
some,
President.
I'm okay. For some people that might be the case, but no. Like we would go to the library because it's when you get a room to yourself, and then you can connect your phone to the big TV. So
Okay.
Your university experience is so unique. I'm glad that we brought you here.
Our president.
Okay, guys. Wasta matters more than merit.
True. In Qatar.
in Qatar,
Fact.
Fact.
In Qatar.
It's like, yeah, I think I have
So,
to agree.
and I
But-
think all over the world as well.
But
You
you
can
still
build your
need
wasta.
merit. Like Wasta will get you through the door, but then you have to
stay.
You have to
Well,
stay
yeah,
inside.
Wasta and race.
Okay. Race.
Whoa.
The color of your passport matters as well.
100%.
Lactose.
True. Okay. So another hot take is we shouldn't have a GPA in Georgetown.
Okay, well, no,
No,
'cause
that's a
that's kind of
cap.
the standard now.
Yeah.
Do I agree with GPAs as a whole? I don't know about that, but like we do need them because without them,
We shouldn't focus on them and we shouldn't obsess over them.
But it's a good metric system for them to evaluate you in comparison to other universities, because that's the only standard we have.
yes, yeah, that's But like the GPA inflation is so bad.
It's horrible.
I was talking to so now the academic internships has Middle East Council.
Yeah.
I was talking to the recruiter, and he was telling me how everyone from Georgetown has like a 3.8.
Bro, who's everyone?
Exactly, and I was like, hey, if you're looking for someone who doesn't, right here.
Yeah,
But,
and there's people that make you feel bad if you have a 3.8.
yeah, just avoid them. Bro.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not a good GPA if it's not 4.
A 3.8 is not a good. That is the highest GPA I've ever gotten. In
I've
this
heard
semester.
freshmen saying that.
I still brag about the fact that I got a 3.8 sophomore.
As you
fall.
should.
Yeah, I'm so
As
proud.
you should. Honestly, these are like the first seeds of toxicity.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
I think we have to avoid.
Cut it off,
Yeah.
actually.
Don't
Or
talk to
just
people that talk about GPA. please.
not even, or just really put them in their place. It's not that deep. It's not that. Sorry if you're focusing too much on your GPA. I guarantee you're not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Controversial, but chicken biryani is the best thing on the menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
That's. Yes, you
Uh,
guys.
I haven't tried
No.
it. I don't.
No, it's not.
Easily without.
It is
without
up
a
there, but it's
shadow
not.
of a doubt.
What's the best thing on
The
the
best
menu?
thing is go get a pasta, get a penny with white sauce, chicken tikka, mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes. It is going to be the best thing you ever tried. Maybe some cheese and chili flakes.
Get
Some
chicken
guys.
tenders.
Guys, which
Chicken tenders
other
are
meal
bomb.
has a
Yes.
nickname? The Big B. It's a thing, okay? It's a
It's
thing.
not a thing.
I've never heard that.
Guys, I
Big B?
promise you it's a
You made
thing.
it up on the spot.
Yeah,
No,
Let's
no.
go.
Big B.
Let's go.
No.
Say it.
Among the
You're supposed to
biryani
say it.
enthusiasts, it's called the Big B.
Biryani
Okay.
enthusiasts.
It's okay for the price. Best thing on the menu,
Okay, yeah.
easily value wise,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
How much is it?
Bro, it's so
25,
much.
and
It is so much
If you
food.
eat the biryani, you're not gonna need to eat or put anything in your stomach for the next 8 hours. Okay, nothing else is gonna do that. The pasta might taste nice, but you're gonna need to eat in 2 hours. That's more money spent.
No.
Okay,
You don't have to eat in 2 hours.
and then,
An econ major doing like economics for food. It just
guys,
tastes
guys,
that good.
value is great.
No, but
Flavor is so nice.
Low key.
Ask for spicy.
Low key.
Maybe you're doing it
Low
wrong.
key. The breakfast menu is better than
Yeah,
lunch
yeah.
menu. Breakfast menu is amazing for its
Nutella
price.
pancakes.
Nutella pancakes, hash brown, sausage, aloo paratha. Insane.
Oh, okay.
Insane.
Okay.
Like taking notes, by the way. Okay. People need to decide what they want before getting in line in the cafeteria.
100%. Fact.
Okay, guys, but like,
Fact.
what if they're first years and trying to?
I don't care.
Take
It's
a
the same
picture of the
menu.
menu.
It is
Take
the
a
same menu.
picture of the
Yes,
menu.
you have to have
You
a
have-
conversation with the lady. Like, she's
Okay,
gonna tell you what's up.
listen,
No,
listen.
no. Just read.
Bro, we
Use your brain.
introduced the scan menu for this very reason, that there is a scan menu, you go check it, the menu does not change. There's a separate line for the special menu if you want that. What is it that you can't make up, bro? And everyone, like, dude, you're gonna eat let's say a chicken mozzarella, and you're gonna go up there the next day and you're looking all of it, oh, what should I get? And you order another chicken mozzarella. Why couldn't you decide that when you were before you got into line?
Some people are indecisive.
Okay, unless there's no one behind you, then do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but peak like 1 p.m.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And always be nice to our service providers,
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
That's why you need to have a conversation with them.
There to go.
You
But
say,
not
hey,
during
what's
peak
up?
Not during peak time.
During big time, no.
They're
You
also
just
not
order.
appreciating your conversation.
Yeah.
They're like, please go away.
Okay, guys. We are now approaching our final remarks for this podcast. So, before we get to the last question, does freshman year feel like yesterday?
No.
Not at all.
No. Felt like ages ago.
Ooh, not anymore.
Not yesterday. That's a bit too.
Like the
too
day
fast.
before,
Last week.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe like 3 days ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's still somewhat fresh on my mind, but I mean, to be fair, I explained, like, for me it was different. Like, my freshman year, I didn't feel at home. So ever since then, sophomore, junior year, that's felt like yesterday. So maybe once you kind of get accustomed to Georgetown, then yeah, okay, it might feel like yesterday, but not to me.
No.
It doesn't feel like yesterday, especially when we see Lakeland, and then you start noticing that, wow, it really wasn't yesterday.
You're calling them immature?
Calling
They're interviewing us.
Marianna, you're with us every lunch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, I feel so old when I'm around you guys.
Okay, so the final question, probably the most important, is what are your thoughts on the class of 2029?
Solid.
Yeah, you're alright.
Yeah. Like,
Like a lot of
It's just
2020.
there's
How is it not an answer?
so many of you that like
Initially, I hated you guys.
oh.
What did
we do?
Because you guys were just all over everywhere in the atrium, and there was no place to sit. And I was like, why did they decide to admit so many people? What happened to them? But then as I started to interact with more, it's so nice to have fresh energy, to have like these faces that are new and that are always smiley and they're always happy. It just it's like so nice to see optimism on campus and nice people, because I think I've realized a lot of freshmen are so nice. Like I would just sit and then someone would just talk to me randomly and I was like, oh, that's so cute.
I think you guys bring something that kind of died as seniors, which is ambition and like really the willpower to do things, and it's refreshing. I haven't met all of you, but the ones that I've met and I decided to keep close, like I really like you guys. I think you're just a lot. It's definitely hard to like manage that. But overall, I like this batch.
Yeah, comparatively to the others, less drama. I mean, not that I don't know any drama, so I'm assuming there isn't any. But I mean, the fact that I haven't heard anything compared to the other two batches above you guys is a good sign.
Yeah.
No, overall it's pretty nice. Like, you might find a few kids you're like, hey, what is he doing? But no, overall, like, really, really nice people. Everyone's like very approachable. And you guys have a lot of questions, so you guys like come up and talk to us. So yeah, overall, no complaints whatsoever. Maybe next semester.
Hopefully not. Well, this brings us to the end of today's podcast session. I want to thank all of you. Your insights and your advice was very, very helpful. I mean, I really hope that freshmen do get a lot of this out of today's episode. I also want to thank our moderator here for participating. I mean, this conversation was very, very fun as well. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of GUQ Speaks. We hope you've gained valuable insights and inspirations from our conversation today. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page at GUQ_speaks, and be sure to leave a review on Spotify to show your support.